First today, over the past few days, protests have broken out during lesson time at a number of schools. Pupils have rebelled at a school in Halifax following a policy that toilets will be closed during classes. A row has erupted at a school in Oxfordshire after a gender-neutral uniform was introduced. And there's been fury amongst female pupils at a school in Merseyside after the school was accused of allowing male staff to measure female pupils' skirts. So, should kids be allowed to protest at school, Linda?
Well, it's a difficult one, really, isn't it? Because obviously the teachers have a lot of hard time, especially with like the teenage girls and boys and whatever. But yeah, I think it's hard to say, isn't it? Really. But as for the school length, the skirt length, I mean, we all used to have our skirts, so they'd measure our school skirts and then we'd turn it over once they'd left and whatever to make it short again.
I didn't.
I mean, I was always in trouble.
I didn't. I was too scared.
No, but I was always in trouble at school anyway.
No.
Yeah, the first time I swore I got taken into the toilet by Mr. LeCaleb and he washed out my mouth with soap. So you shouldn't know.
Do that now.
Years ago I was going to have a potty mouth. Yeah. But, yeah, no, it's a difficult one, isn't it? But, I mean, I don't know about protesting. I mean, the teachers have been on strike, haven't they? So they've been having a sort of difficult time. And I don't think men teachers should be allowed to see where the length of the skirts are. It should be a female woman doing it. And as for toilets, you can't choose when you want to go to the toilet, can you? When you want to go, you want to go.
Yeah, but it must be a nightmare for a teacher because, for instance, when I was doing maths, I needed the toilet 4 times in a lesson because I hated maths and I hated her. So it was any excuse. So I'm sure that's why they're maybe bringing that in, that a lot of kids, or I'm going to the toilet and then nip out wherever.
There'll be a reason for it, for sure, and it'll be because, you know, any rule, once it starts being abused, if you want to go to the loo genuinely, but there will be people like Colleen Nolan in the maths class who will abuse it. And also what else is going on in the toilets, you know, because they talk a lot about making toilets a safe space, so they exactly, or worse, and they close it down with just one member of staff outside to monitor. Now, there must be a reason for that. But for me, listen, I have nothing against pupils protesting, you know. I mean, back in the day, they protested about... If they're protesting about the Ukraine situation or whatever, great, you know, you're politically engaged. But I think what's going on here, it says the protests are part of a trend hitting schools. And I think it's all about TikTok and, you know, being seen to be doing... And, you know, overturning tables and stuff like that. And it's all about tackling truancy. And a lot of these kids that are using all of this as a diversion to not be in lessons will be the ones moaning that they haven't got the results that they wanted at the end of the day and blaming the teachers. So I think teachers, as you say, have got it really tough. And I think rules and uniform rules keep all of us, to a certain extent, within the parameters of where we need to be to learn properly.
I think it's been tough for pupils and teachers since COVID. And pupils spent so much time at home. Their education has suffered, and at the same time, they were all on social media. So it's like a perfect storm. Plus, the teachers, quite rightly, feel they're underpaid, and you've got to have a lot of sympathy with that. The other thing is that social media, I mean, back in my day, I belonged to... I was always on protest marches at the weekend. I belonged to Ban the Bomb and all those things, and we even had sit-ins at my school. And I remember once we thought it was really, really funny to line up empty whiskey bottles outside the staff room when they're in their weekly meeting, then ring the fire bell and they all came out, fell over the empties. But that's the kind of childish... you know, thing that I was doing when I was 14 or 15 years old, not even that young. So
what's the difference then of you doing it then and these kids doing it now?
I don't think there is a lot of difference.
Were you overturning tables in the canteen?
No, we weren't. No, we weren't. But one of the things that has upset me now is the red card, giving girls red cards to show if they want to go to the toilet when they've got a period. Something about that I just find is just one step too far. And I think teachers have got a tough time now maintaining discipline, but at the same time, pupils can film them on their phones. So I would ban phones in classrooms, full stop. Because that way you give the power in the classroom back to the teacher.
Yeah,
this whole business with filming it on phones is terrible.
Well, they're not allowed to discipline now, really, are they, without getting into trouble? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I just think, you know, it's easy to sit here and go, well, in our day, as my kids keep telling me, it's not your day, Mum. True. Anyway.